I would like to welcome in NewsNation media contributor Colby Hall. Colby, great to see you. So the administration is saying that it has this framework of a deal. What do you think that means, especially, as I said, we have seen this supposed sale deadline pushed out time and time again?
It's the million-dollar question. I mean, the good news is that, TikTok looks to see another day in the United States. The bad news is all of our kids will continue to doom scroll and be addicted to their phone. So I don't know what cost victory here. The details of this is really, the devil is in the details and how this all works out, because the law that was passed by like a huge bipartisan vote, like Democrats and Republicans agreed to pass this bill that banned TikTok. It's very clear that it needs to be sold to an American company, and it wasn't clear at all that ByteDance or the Communist Party of China was willing to give away the algorithm that makes TikTok so addictive. So, what is it that they're buying? Who will own it? And how it will all work out is going to raise, lots of questions are raised. Will the new version of TikTok be as good as the last one? Maybe not. Maybe that's a good thing. So, I think Trump will tout this as a victory. To a degree, he should. But yeah, it's big news.
Yeah, it is big news. Well, the president has said that some, quote, very wealthy people are in place to buy TikTok. Who do you think ends up owning this? I mean, it's a social media giant.
So people forget that TikTok is really more of a marketplace marketing device. Like, yes, there's viral videos, but if you ever on TikTok, you get flooded with, endorsements, products, how to buy stuff, and they made it very, very simple. So in that context, it, to me, seems the most obvious place buyer would be Jeff Bezos and Amazon, because they've got the sales infrastructure, they've got the money, they've got the tech, and Amazon is slowly buying everything up. So that seems to me to be the most likely, but that's just an educated guess. Beyond that, there's Trump is very well connected to a ton of super wealthy billionaires. So there's plenty of options. My bet would be on Amazon.
All right, and I have to talk about security here. So U.S. Trade Representative Jamieson Greer spoke earlier today about national security. I want to listen to what he said.
We were very focused on TikTok and making sure that it was a deal that is fair for the Chinese and completely respects U.S. national security concerns. And that's the deal we reached. And of course, we want to ensure that the Chinese have a fair investment environment in the United States, but always that U.S. national security comes first.
All right. So, Colby, do you think these security risks go away with an American owner? And then what about all of the potential data that has been gathered until, ownership changes hands? And I would also like to remind our viewers that this app is different in China. That is not the same app that we have here in America.
I mean, those are all the questions, and that's what we will find out. Basically, the app sort of tracks every single thing you do to an incredible granular degree. If you spend even like a microsecond longer on a video, it will adjudge that. And so it ends up being it gets to know you better than any other social media experience that comes from the US. And therefore, that's why it's so effective and why it's so addictive. There's tons of data that they're sitting on about American citizens that they can connect directly to anyone who's downloaded the app onto their phone. That's why it was considered spyware. What's interesting is that the ban for TikTok really started with the first Trump administration. He signed an executive order to ban it. And the Supreme Court said that was illegal. And so that's what led to this, again, so like 80% of all members of Congress voted to ban this. And yet, after it helped get Trump elected, he got religion about it and said, you know what, maybe we should save it. And the underlying sort of security concerns have not gone away. So that's, the details of what Jamieson's are sort of alluded to there are 100% of the deal. Does the data then go wholesale to an American-owned server farm? I would hope. Does the algorithm stop working to help China know about us? These are the questions, and the threat hasn't gone away. It's just our acceptance of the threat seems to have, gone up.
Yes, I would agree. All right, Colby Hall, always great to speak with you. Thank you.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.